Good day, everyone. Doc,
Hello.
how are you doing today?
Good.
Good. I think today's session is going to be interesting as we will be talking about things locally.
Yes.
Blunders that have happened locally with a person or a situation or a business. And it will be interesting to hear what blunders people are doing down here in the good South Africa.
South Africa. Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to Fail Forward Friday.
Yes.
My name is Roche Malesela.
And my name is Malesela, by the way.
All right. So the format is pretty straightforward.
Yes.
We bring two stories, quick blunder stories. We do an analysis, and we compare notes.
Yes.
Right. So you start. You've got your 15 minutes of fame, 10 minutes of fame.
Right.
Yes. And then I follow with my story, and then we wrap it up.
100%.
Awesome. All right.
Okay.
So are we doing local?
We're doing local today.
Okay, cool.
Today, this episode we're doing local.
Yes.
All
Yes,
right.
yes.
So I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna start with I don't know if everyone out there, listeners, know about Stuttafords. Stuttafords is a failed company. It actually went under around about 2017. 2016 somewhere there. They filed for bankruptcy. But it's it's been going for a long time. I mean, it was started in the 1800s.
Wow.
And yeah, that's something people
What?
don't know. It's that long ago that Stuttafords has been around. But I guess, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it inside of the in this section of mine. So let me just give you a background. Stuttafords was started over 150 years ago by a gentleman named Samson Ricard Stuttaford in Cape Town, in the country of Cape Town. It was
Republic of Cape
in
Town.
the Republic of Cape Town.
Yes.
It was actually started in 1858. And initially it focused on textiles, the curtain and a lot of textile stuff instead of actually like clothing. It then obviously expanded into what we knew it to be Stuttafords, luxury brand items. And in fact, funny enough, I always used to remember, and this is me bringing my story, my part of the knowing what Stuttafords is, part of the story in. So I always used to, I'm from Polokwane, for those that don't know. And in Polokwane, we didn't have Stuttafords. In fact, we didn't. When I came the first time and saw Stuttafords and saw all these labels and they were expensive, I was like, I don't even know these labels, but why are they so expensive? I mean, I remember seeing that Mandela one, 46669, and it was actually a label, and a shirt was selling for 1,000 rand back then, and I'm like, no man, for Mandela. So for his, I know. But in any case, Stuttafords is a luxury brand. It actually turned out to be they started selling a lot of things. They didn't only sell textiles, they sold things, wide range of things. It became a department store basically. And it grew into multiple shops all over South Africa. In fact, it went into Namibia and Botswana as well. I think at its largest, in fact, when it went down, not at its at its peak, when it went down, 3,000 people got retrenched. Now, I can imagine it probably grew to more than 3,000 people that it hired. And in that time, it obviously created so many jobs in South Africa. It was a staple for South Africa within that segment of business. Now, Stuttafords at its prime was known for its high quality luxury goods, offered clothing, accessories, furnishing, and beauty products. Became a symbol of aspirational shopping for the middle class. So, really, all those people that wanted to, they were not there with Louis Vuitton yet.
Yes. And it was Pringle because I bought a couple of my. When I started working and I bought a couple of Pringle shirts. Yeah,
What
but
that
it was
first contract came
polo.
in.
No. I finished my articles.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, now let's try and upgrade a bit.
Yes.
So Stuttafords was accessible. I think there was, because I was working in Joburg.
Yeah.
There was one
Sandton City had one.
Sandton, yes.
Yes.
There was one in Sandton.
There's a big one.
I think there was one also in Pretoria.
Yes, that Menlyn had one.
Menlyn, yes. So yeah, I bought a couple of shirts there. Oh man, I didn't know they went under.
You didn't know? Dog, it's been a while.
I haven't seen them in a while.
Yes.
But I didn't, I thought maybe they downgrade, like Edgar's is sort of, I didn't know that they're completely gone.
Gone.
Oh, okay.
Gone. All retrenched, everyone.
Sure.
By Hambi.
Yeah, that's sad.
It is sad. But in any case, I remember, I remember my second Levi's jean I got from Stuttafords. It was in fact, no, it wasn't my second, but it was the first time when I came to university in 2012. I remember going to Stuttafords, and I'm guessing that's probably when things were a bit sketchy because they had a lot of sales at the time. And I bought a Levi's jean. It was very cheap then. And I'm like, what? It must be fake. How? And people were like, nah, man, it's Stuttafords. Stuttafords is net. That doesn't sell fakes. That's how cheap it was. But I remember, I have quite a few things. I think my mom also used to like coming whenever we came up to Pretoria.
I mean, it was a good brand. I mean, they sold good quality brands.
Yes.
And of course, they were a bit at the high end.
Yeah.
But they also had some good products at affordable
Yes. It was.
prices.
It really was. It confused me, to be honest, because I'd never seen like a department store like that before. Again, Polokwane, those things you don't see. We know Edgar's. We know the normal ones.
You are the one who's saying it. Okay.
But yes, and as you're saying that, it kind of like joined the two in place, right? It joined the high class, but also with the middle class that were entering.
Yes.
Like it accommodated those people. Yeah, it motivated you to do more.
It was quite a
shop inside
cool
of
niche. Yeah, it was quite a very cool niche. It was not exclusively expensive.
Yes.
Intimidatingly expensive.
Yeah.
But it was also not cheap.
Yes.
It was not an Edgar's.
It wasn't an Edgar's. It wasn't a Woolworths.
Yeah, so it was somewhere in between going high.
Yeah. It's actually, in fact, I was thinking about it earlier on when I was just preparing. It was the Woolworths of, like the food Woolworths. That's what it is. Because food Woolworths is expensive, but it's not that expensive that you can't reach.
Yes.
So it was somewhere there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So the challenging and the declining side of it, right? So they then went into the challenging time. There's multiple things that cause them to get to where they were.
So it started in the 1800s. Is it still, by the same
up.
older family?
Yes. It eventually went into different people bought it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, at a stage, they say in 2012, the Ellerings family bought it.
Oh, okay.
And so it I guess it's
So
too
it
long
changed
ago
hands,
for it to not have changed hands. It's impossible, So so I mean, throughout the 18 into the 1900s, it evolved into what we knew it as. It hired a whole lot of people at its peak. I mean, they started expanding, like I said, into Namibia, into Botswana, into other African countries, in fact. So it was doing quite well. In fact, I remember I had an aunt. See, she was not domestic worker because she worked with the kids. She took care of the kids and everything. And she worked for, I'm not sure if it was the CEO or one of these other people of Stuttafords, but one of the executives within Stuttafords. And I remember my dad, it's my dad's younger sister. And she was like, she used to buy my dad things from Stuttafords and everything. Very nice, very, very nice clothing and everything else. But it looked like it was doing well. It was, in fact, in my eyes, it was doing well. But now in hindsight, and I'll tell you why I say in hindsight. In hindsight, it makes sense why it went down. Now, there's a lot of things, like I said, that made it go through the challenges that it went through. Changing retail landscape. So things like the rise of specialized retail chains. Truwords, Edgar's, that also started selling multiple things as well. But also where Levi's and everyone went into their own store, and you could get everything within their own stores as gas and all those stuff, right? Now, obviously, when you think about it, yes, they had all of these brands, but I mean, it could have easily been that people will start to go to Levi's because they trust that it's Levi's. Yeah. Those kind of things.
Oh, yes. Yeah. You want to buy a Levi jean from a Levi's.
You know what I mean?
It's like wanting to buy an Apple's product from
Apple.
Yeah, you want, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it makes
Not
sense.
ice. I mean, not yes.
Yeah, no. I understand. We Apple
Yes.
people
Understand.
I
you know?
understand your confusion.
Okay, so they went through. I mean, even things like online shopping started.
Yes.
They didn't obviously hop onto that bandwagon. The things like the economic 2008. What happened in 2008 and all the rand going
The financial crisis. Yes.
all this financial crisis is obviously
China, rise of China textiles.
the thing is, I think the textile industry is that it really is consumer focused.
Yes.
If a consumer does not like you, it's down with you.
Yeah, it kind of felt like they stopped to reinvent themselves.
Yes.
Because when you go to their stores, they look like, those old hotels with old furniture.
With the mats.
Yes.
No.
It felt like, no.
Yes. Yes.
Is this the clothes that I'm buying from here current? Because the infrastructure looked very old.
It does. And I mean, like I said, now that I think of it, I always used to go into Stuttafords, especially when I moved down here. I used to go a lot into Stuttafords. You just go in and to Globes to see what's happening. And a lot of the time, you didn't see as much people as what Edgar's had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it started becoming scarce. People didn't go in as much as you would thought. You know what I mean? I always say, you can see when something is not looking right. Yeah. You can just see it. I mean, it's there's people, there is sales. You need foot traffic. I mean, one of the things they mentioned as well was that at some stage, the rent was too high for the amount of foot traffic they had inside. So they didn't have enough foot traffic inside of their shops. So much so that, obviously, the rent, I mean, imagine Sandton rent. Imagine Menlyn rent. That's literally the rent cannot go any higher than those two malls, the biggest and most famous malls in South Africa, probably. Now, those are the type of things that happened. I mean, they said that they didn't reinvent. I mean, and it's in most of our findings as we see here, especially with these big corporates that go under. Not inventing yourself, reinventing yourself becomes sidelined. Yeah. And like you're saying, a lot of those look like those old hotels that you find in Devon.
Yes. Okay, I would have said Devon. Okay.
But you understand what I mean?
The Riviera Hotel.
You know what I mean?
Riviera Hotel.
Exactly. Now, all those hotels, they're all the same. They never changed. They didn't reinvent anything. They didn't restyle anything. No new cladding. It's the same as what happened with Stuttafords, right? And you could see it, and the people were also leaving. And I mean, the generation, we always talk about the new generation. I feel like any company, especially if it's a consumer company, always have the next generation in mind. Yeah. Whether now you're doing it for millennials, the Gen Zs must be people that you're already designing for already. Slowly but surely putting them into things. Funny thing, and this one is a bit of a touchy subject, but I can imagine Edgar's right now. Look what they're going through. And they had massive stores. I mean, Stuttafords was the same. They have massive stores, right? And you can see slowly but slowly what is happening to them.
Yeah, I think the Edgar's also, because Edgar's was part of it was a group. I forgot the holding company.
Yes.
But they also had CNA in there, Musica in there.
Yeah.
And with technology evolving, people don't buy CDs.
Musica was even worse.
It was the first to go.
Yes.
I mean, during the reliable music warehouse, those they came within a short space of time, they were gone. Because our people consumed music changed. It doesn't mean they consumed less music. They consumed more music, but the format changed.
Yes. The funny thing, and you know what's crazy, Doc? I can already think of how Musica was always there. 2010, but the iPhone and iTunes had always been there as well. Yeah. It's like they did not see it coming. Yes, and yet it was right there in their faces.
Again, failure to reinvent. It's pretty much what technology has done to most of this businesses.
Okay. But in any case, let me finish off. So let me tell you the final years since 2012. So 2012, they got acquired by Ellerine Ross, Pty Ltd. They then, 2015, 2016, started showing signs of financial distress. That's what it says, obviously. And then 2017, they entered into business rescue. Imagine, like, 2012 to 2017, 5 years after being bought. In my head, I'm thinking, whoever Ellerin Bros is, when they went in there, they saw something they could revive. And they were like, no. And yet, the things almost still stayed the same. You didn't really see advertising. You didn't see all of these things back then, right?
No facelift,
No
of the
facelift.
shops, nothing. Yeah.
You know, you almost think it's like it's a private equity coming in and trying to get as much out of it, and then pulling out business rescue, like we see in America and all those places.
Yeah.
And then 2017 again, failed to secure new funding or buyers, right? And then in 2017, end of 2017, announced the closure of all stores by August. Imagine from January to 2017 to August. All of the things were, all stores closed.
And I can imagine the amount of debt they had.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's rent, there's salaries.
3,000 people, by the way, like I said. 2017, when they lost approximately 3,000 across.
Because even when you enter into business rescue, your creditors are like, screaming because they want to be paid. And you then get a rescue practitioner to come or liquidator to come and sell off whatever is left and then distribute, what they can manage to get. It's a very painful exercise. And but it's quite interesting how, and I don't know if we have, how the clothing industry has shifted. Because Edgar's was followed suit.
Yeah.
And
when it's like they just hear.
Yeah.
Like
they're breathing by the nose.
Yeah.
But I read actually recently that also Woolworths, their clothing thing is not doing very well. I don't know about Truett's. I haven't been inside a Truett's shop in a long time.
I must say, Truett's, I think, are getting it right because of the market that they're looking for. Yeah. They almost still cater to the poor. But it's almost what Stuttafords did for middle class towards the rich. Okay. But the other way around. Because they still have the stores. You've never heard of anything of them going under.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think that's what's happening with them.
All right.
But anyway.
So lessons are you reinvent yourself.
Reinvent yourself.
Yes. It's like always disrupt yourself.
Yes.
You don't want other people to disrupt you.
Yes.
Because if they disrupt you, you'll need to read the book Who Moved My Cheese. Right? So you want to be the one disrupting yourself.
100%. Just on that, Ibile, I remember there's a pastor, he has a podcast as well, leadership podcast, and he mentioned something. He says, always have a day one mentality.
Oh, yes. That's Jeff Bezos' Amazon thing.
Yes, as well. Yes.
Yeah. Always have a day one. The excitement, on day one, you want to continue having that.
Exactly.
Yeah, not definitely. Unfortunately, you win, you got comfortable. Yeah. And you get into, there's this term, hubris. Like, like
English.
Yeah, you just get comfortable and But yeah.
Okay.
So is that the story?
That's the story, dog.
Awesome. So mine, and I'm not saying this story because the team lost yesterday. Right, Mamelodi Sundowns.
Professional score.
But I'm sure they'll come. 1 year. So, I mean, we've done a book review of this guy, Zola Mahobe, 1980, guy from Soweto, black guy, worked for Standard Bank, I think, or I can't remember, I think Standard Bank. Fascinating story. So he works quite smart guy, likes, Sowetans, typical Sowetans, they love, the nice life, the nice clothes. So he works for Standard Bank. He then picks up, it was during the era where coding computers were coming in the 80s. And he asks his bosses, the white guys, to, take him to school for coding. And they refused. Then he says, you know what, fine, I'll teach myself, right? He teaches himself, and then finds a way of, understanding how this thing works. One morning, he's going to work, gets into a garage, sees this beautiful two ladies. Yeah. Snowy and Gladys. I think it's Gladys. Snowy and Gladys. They are friends. Oh, blown away by Snowy. You can imagine Snowy, the name Jay.
Yeah.
It's like she's a yellow boat, I suspect. Right?
It's Snowy.
So she's like, wow, goes back, starts shadowing her, gets the number. No, not the number. I can't remember what happened because back then they didn't have cell phones.
Yes.
And then Gladys is watching this thing,
happening.
unfold,
Yeah.
I think gave him the address or something. Long story short, they start dating.
Yes.
Right. He then gets Snowy into Standard Bank.
A job. Yes.
Yeah, a job into Standard Bank, and then he leaves. And because he understands the system, the computer system, he then tells the girlfriend to, start jeopardizing the system and sending him money. Right?
Untraceable.
Yes. And Snowy starts channeling the money. He's now rising, right? Because now he's got money. He's now profile rising. He has always, here's the thing. They say, I read this in one of the books. They say, if you are a billionaire and you don't know what to do with your money, and you want a nicer way of splashing the money or wasting your money, buy a soccer team.
There's nothing that says I have money.
Yeah, there's nothing that says I have money than buying a soccer team, right?
Look at the Saudis.
Yes, like we don't know what to do with this money. Let's just buy a soccer team.
Yeah.
Because the business model of a soccer team is actually you're not making money there, right? If you are lucky, if you go 10 seasons without winning a cup, where are you going to make money?
Yeah,
right?
Especially in South Africa.
So he's always wanted to buy a soccer team because now he was making money. And he wants to make a statement that I've arrived.
Yeah.
And the quickest way to make a statement that I've arrived is to own a soccer team. So Kaiser just started Chiefs. He was not going to sell.
Yeah.
Koza Pirates, there was just no way he's going to sell. And he was an Orlando Pirates supporter, by the way.
Oh, so he probably went there first.
He went there. There was like no can do. And then he's thinking...
Hey, Mara Pirates supporters, you can see. This is going...
See robbers. They don't only just rob ships, they also rob banks. Anyway, so then there was another team down the road, Mamelodi Sundowns. It was not doing very well. I think it was second division or something. It says, then Dr. Itzweng, right? And I grew up in Mums, right? So this is a personal. So as this thing was unfolding, I was still young.
Yeah.
But back then, soccer was a religion in Mamelodi. Religion, like going to church on Sunday was a mission because Sundowns was playing on Sundays.
Yes.
Right, Kopi, right, in the hometown.
Yes.
And playing soccer on Sundays, we play at the stadium as curtain raisers to the main.
Yes.
To the main team. So we grew up watching these guys, Jesse Queen and Bush Muda. We went to school with some of them. Right?
Yes.
So anyway, Dr. Itzweng and other three guys owned Sundowns. But these are professional. Dr. Itzweng was a doctor.
Yeah.
And like I said, soccer was not making business sense financially. So they decided to sell.
Yeah.
Say, no, this is, and back then it was relegated. It was like, what's the point of owning this thing, right? So here's this guy, he's making money. He wants to make a statement that he has arrived. He buys Mamelodi Sundowns. And then start pumping money into it, get Skrima Chawalara into it, maybe so rest in peace, and start buying quality players, right? And then Sundowns gets into the Premiership, and it starts doing well. Now, back in the day, it's always the local type, Chiefs and Pirates. So his thinking was, I'm going to challenge this team. I want to disrupt this status quo, right? And then, it starts pumping money into it. Sundowns rises, gets Screamer. And back in the day, it was of the afros and, proudly black. Black is beautiful. So he gets a black coach to come in there, black players, and, Shushanin piano. So there's this pride in Mamelodi, right? That we are challenging the traditionally big teams.
Soweto.
Yeah, the Soweto, the so-called Pumechos. Right? And then Sundowns is rising, right? It's making strides. And he's making the more money he gets from Snowy. Because now Snowy is his
inside
personal banker now.
Oh,
so he wants he wants a loan. He goes to Snowy. They cook the books.
Yes.
Snowy processes the money. The money gets in. He starts buying. I mean, at the time in Soweto, they say he had this car, this BMW. He was the only one driving the BMW in the country. In the country.
And it was in Soweto.
Yeah, he was. He was staying in Soweto. And then you know how it is, right? Buys cars, buys a farm, here's the cake. He takes the whole Mamelodi Sundowns team.
Yeah.
With your partner. So if you're married, with your wife.
Yeah.
If you are still jolling, with your girlfriend.
Yes.
All expenses paid to London to go watch the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Right? Technical team, players, reserve, whatever. Or even if you were just a cleaner, you were going to London.
Say London.
Yeah. Paid everything. They go watch FA Cup.
It was what, Chelsea versus?
I can't remember, Chelsea, Tottenham or something.
Yeah.
So this is where now. So Gladys also works at Standard Bank. Snowy's friend, right? Works at Standard Bank, but she sees something, and Gladys actually had a crush on Zola.
Standard, I agree, yes, man.
Yeah. Had a crush on. So it's like, hey, talk to Zola. Zola hook me up with his friends.
Yeah.
So Zola hooks Gladys with but the friend, man, the friend is like diluted Oros, man. Yeah. I want this one because this one. Well, look at my friend. And these people, they met in front of me.
Yes.
So they're in London.
Yeah.
Right? So Zola took Snowy. And Snowy says, my friend, let's go.
Lacey.
I'll pay.
Yeah, ladies, yeah.
I'll pay.
Yeah.
They go to London. So obviously they're watching the game, but they're shopping because you are in the mecca of all these brands, you know? And then they go shopping. Snowy's got mine. Right? Well, obviously that they pretexted that she got it from Zola.
Yes, the boyfriend.
There is my poor friend. He doesn't have a rich boyfriend. So Clarice is like, Ish, my friend, loan me money so I can also buy and I'll give it to you back.
Yeah.
So Snowy says, no, my friend, I've been loaning you money. You have never paid me. I'm not giving you. You're in London, my friend.
That time she also knows. Snowy knows. I mean, ladies also knows, ne?
No. She suspects that there's something because she doesn't understand how this guy is making money.
Yes.
And she suspects, no, man, it's got to do with his computers. So she suspects, but she doesn't know. And remember, also, they need to hide their relationship. Zola and Snowy need to hide their relationship.
Yeah.
Because if it comes out, you can't be a private banker to your boyfriend.
100%.
So there's a conflict.
Yeah.
There. So they were hiding their relationship all along. And the only person who knew was Gladys.
Yeah.
So Gladys is like, okay, we are in London, in the center of, I don't know what they call it. It's not a diamond walk there, but whatever walk it is.
It's in Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chelsea's where the rich folks.
So your friend, I'm asking you for money. Pella, we are here. You can't deprive me money. We are here. There's no way I can come back here. So Snowy says no. So Akwata, she gets upset. She gets upset. They have an argument. They even call the cops.
Yeah,
they have a serious argument.
But look at these Africans.
And then and they just come to fight here. You know? So they come back home. So the relationship is strained between Snowy and Gladys. Gladys says, this one. So there was a Bona magazine or something where, because this thing was huge, taking a team to it's huge. So there's a picture where there's Zola, there's Snowy, and there's other people, right? So it's in the front. I can't remember this. Sowetan or something. So she gets the newspaper.
Yeah.
And then because she wants to rat out Snowy.
What this person is the banker of this person.
Yes. She takes the newspaper, she puts it on top of one of the boss's tables. So when the boss, white guy, comes in, sees it, it's like, but this lady, what's happening, right?
Yeah.
So it happens on that day, Snowy comes in early. She sees the newspaper, picks it up. What? Hides it, calls Gladys. What are you doing? Right?
So she knew it was Gladys, yeah.
She knew it was Gladys.
Yeah.
Right. Because the white people...
Yeah, Bona. Wait, they're going to see Bona.
No. Bona magazine, whatever. So she knew it was Gladys. Because Gladys used to come
in plain sight.
Yeah. So, anyway, long story short, Zola is in Durban. Sundowns is playing in Durban. Gladys decides to come out and tell the bosses that this is a situation. The bosses investigate. They investigate and then they suspend Snowy on the spot. Snowy goes home, calls Zola. Here's the situation. The game is up. Zola is in Devon, right? Decides, okay, the game is up. Quietly, doesn't make noise, quietly leaves the game while it's still on. Leaves the game, comes back home, goes hiding, goes to his.
How long ago is this after they started doing this?
It was in the late 80s, 90s, somewhere.
Okay, so it went into the 90s.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So comes back, goes to his farm, hides. Right?
Yes, people hiding luxury. How can you hide at your farm though? They know you might not be owning it, but anyway, yeah.
And then they investigate, pulls all the things they see.
Statements,
it's madness here. Right? Madness, they charge Snowy.
Yes.
Right? Charge her, and they charge her. Zola skips the country.
Standard.
He leaves the country.
Yeah.
Right? Standard Bank.
Yeah.
All right. Leaves the country, goes to Botswana. Right? Gets to Botswana. Now he's a wanted man. He's a fugitive. And then now they put up a prize. I can't remember how much. Bounty. We need this guy.
Heaven.
Right? The guy who's hiding him in Botswana.
Over a bounty.
Over a bounty. I don't want. It's not like this guy's gonna share his money with me. Our phone calls South African authorities. This guy stays in my house. They come. Get there. I think he just came back from jogging or something. They knock. I will have heard up. Yes.
Yeah.
Zola Mahobe. The game is up. Comes back. Sentenced. Then Standard Bank, because he used the proceeds of crime to buy Sundowns. They now have to
liquidate.
Yeah, liquidate.
Yeah.
Then there was a point in time where Mamelodi Sundowns was owned by Standard Bank. Right. And he's in jail. Snowy is in jail. Then that's when the Koch brothers came in to buy Sundowns. And then Natasha and Angelo Tiklas came subsequent after the Koch brothers, because the Koch brothers, I think, also sold them some shares.
Yes.
And then after Natasha, then came Dr. Mzip.
As we know it.
Yeah, as we know it now. Now, he's in jail, friends few, 100%. He doesn't have money,
But when the days are the dark, the friends are the few.
He doesn't have money. But he's very popular in jail. Right? Because this is the guy. This is the guy who took Sundowns. He was like the Robin Hood.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
still
almost
from
like Konja, what's his name? The one in Paley.
Mashoban.
Mashoban, almost like that.
Yes.
Before Mashoban, he was Mashoban. He was
Zola. Yeah. So in Township, he was the hero because he was stealing from the whites.
Yes.
Standard Bank, during the apartheid era, by the way.
Yes.
Standard Bank was a white institution.
This man was clever, man.
Right, he stole from it and he empowered black people. Here we have soccer team, we have things that's proudly ours.
Yes.
Right? Came back when he came out of jail, Snowy, because the relationship ended.
Yeah.
Right? Snowy didn't even go to pick him up. From prison, they moved in together, but the relationship was gone. I think Snowy indirectly blamed him for that. Yeah. The relationship was gone. They broke up subsequent and married some other woman. And mind you, they've never been married, Snowy and Zola.
Yeah,
never. They don't have kids together.
Yeah.
He married someone else, but people who are close to Zola say he always loved Snowy. Just that prison. You grow apart.
Yes.
And he passed. He passed the same week that we were burying Udata.
Yeah. In 2009. 2009.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah. No. 2009. It was after 2010.
Yes, it was after 2010. Yes.
He was buried the same week.
So both legends gone.
But people didn't know. Because I remember seeing the newspaper, but no one was talking about it.
Yeah.
Because the big legend.
Yeah.
So his life then became overshadowed.
Yes.
Because even when he came out of jail, Motsepe, obviously, out of his good heart, they tried to get him. They got him into Sundowns, but it was never the same.
Yeah, obviously.
Here's the team that I built.
Yes. And if it wasn't for him, Sundowns probably wouldn't be where it is now.
No, absolutely. But he's standing at the sidelines.
Ish.
Now, lessons from this, obviously.
Choose your friends right.
Yeah. I mean, he had a neck for the fancy life.
Yeah,
Extravagant.
That's true.
You know, and if you're gonna live that life, you know, and I know that I'm encouraging anything, but if you're gonna live that life, you can't want to buy a soccer team.
Ish.
I mean, like.
It's a soccer team.
No. People are gonna start asking questions because that thing is expensive to maintain.
It is.
It's
really
expensive
is.
to maintain.
Yeah.
People are gonna ask. So you don't want. I mean, I saw a story. I think recently, a day or two. Here's this guy, couple.
Yes.
Right. They bought this top billing mansion. Probably you see. I didn't see. I don't watch this thing.
Yeah.
Top billing, like a triple story, crazy mansion.
Yeah.
And apparently, people who were watching the episode like, wow, I'm inspired. Other people were like, hey, what am I doing with my life?
Yes.
Right? These people are doing well. And they ask them, so what do you know, how do you guys
get your money? Yeah.
Oh, we work hard, we pray. It's like, hey, my prayers are that was
God was just
that was still pace. They're not going anywhere. Only it turns out, they were stealing money from the National Lottery. Right? How do you steal money from the National Lottery, build this mansion, go to top billing? I'm like,
Doc, it's actually an age-old lesson. There's really nothing new under the sun. How many times the reason you steal is it's like a drug addict.
Yeah.
A drug addict steals to fulfill his want or her want. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So you're saying you can't take drugs just to remain calm. You want to.
Oh, it's impossible. It's impossible. You are going to steal the TV to buy the nyaupe.
Yeah, so that you can be high.
So that you can be high. Yeah. Now the same reason is
so when we catch you high, you can't pretend.
You can't pretend
to not be high.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's the same with.
So you steal to show off.
The thing that you want is always to show off. Yeah. And that's what makes you steal in the first place. Yeah. Because if you have no 2 cents to even steal, why would you even want to show off? I mean, to show off. Yeah. Why would you even want to steal?
Yeah. So I guess the lesson is don't steal. If you know.
No. Don't.
If you do steal,
yes.
Find.
100%.
No man, we are unlearning here. The idea is so there's a whole thing about this obsession with the luxury things.
Yes.
Soft life, as they would say, the 2000s.
With the
yes. And there's a correlation between if you're gonna live the soft life, you need to have built a very solid foundation.
Yes.
And if it happened, you know that for a fact that you don't have a solid foundation. It's basically you are building a house
on
of cards.
Yeah.
You know? Because one thing is gonna happen at the bottom,
and it will always.
All it took was Snowy saying no to Gladys in London. That's all it took, and her being upset and coming back and just.
That's so true. I remember, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. We're running out of time, but I remember El Chapo, the drug dealer.
Yes.
He actually started he put himself on the map once he went live with that famous actor.
Yes.
And that's when things House of Cards went.
It's like the guy who the American gangsters movies made of.
Yes, with that jacket.
With the jacket.
With his wife.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It all takes one thing.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in that industry. In fact, if you think El Chapo's partner, no one actually knew that he had a partner.
Yeah.
And he has a partner that no one even knows how he looks. They have a picture of him when he was in the 1990s. That's the only picture they have of him.
Wow. So yeah.
So if you're gonna steal, just be underground. Yeah.
Well, I hope, Pastor. Well, anyway, yeah, it's fine. Is that the pod?
That's the pod, dog. See you guys next time.
Yeah, please subscribe, like, share.
Yes,
comments. And also comment.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like to hear their comments.
We've been reading the comments.
Yeah, I know. My Melodians, they love Zola Mahobe is a hero even now.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is a legend. Unfortunately, it ended up with tears. But anyway, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah. One last thing. Sundowns, after that, Sundowns has been so lucky to have this billionaire owners who are willing to put money into
with that man.
He started with that man. So he laid the foundation. So maybe...
Hi, Chiefs and Pirates. Come on, guys.
So that's the pod. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Awesome.
Right.
Okay.